Are there international global delays right now on freight shipping? Yes, but still, support the US releases at Big Bad Toy Store at the link in the description. Keep the faith. Show them you want them.
Horror, kaiju, Dragon Ball, and more. Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hey there, collectors, Steven here, and I am proud to bring you another Evil Dead review. We don't get to do this often, so I'm so happy with this. Today we're going to be taking a look at the ultimate... Who? Who's that? Who's that supposed to... Is that... Who is that? That's Bruce. That's Bruce Campbell. That's supposed to be Ash. That's supposed to be Ash Williams. Who the? That's Ash Will. They think that. Okay, we're reviewing the ultimate Ash Williams, young Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead, just in time for the 40th anniversary that happened last year. Yay! Good job on that one, NECA. You are 0 for 2 so far for this review. Yeah. After we just got off of RJ McCready here, NECA is really knocking it out of the park for those classic horror movie likenesses of the main protagonist, and I got to say, oof, yeah, he don't look so good, but it is an iconic movie series, especially for horror aficionados, and of course, you have to have this one on the shelf and in the collection, right? Well, yeah, might be surprised, because as much as things change and improve, as much as they stay the same and regress. And actually, I think I say that a little bit later in the review too. Yeah, I'm repeating myself and I'm reusing old stuff just like NECA. Let's take a look to see whether or not Ash is going to be worth adding into your collection. All right, so joking aside, what do we have here? I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think that the figure overall is a bit too bright. Okay, all right, so this is the first Evil Dead. This isn't when he gets all nitty gritty and disgusting and he's all bloody, blah, 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 blah. This is Bruce Campbell at his prime. And for whatever reason, Hollywood could not figure out what to do with young Bruce Campbell and that chin that not only could cut glass, but it could craft diamond, okay? That's young Bruce Campbell. And quite frankly, I believe Trevor Grove sculpted the head here. All the heads that we get. And quite frankly, as the review goes on, you're going to think that this was something that was in the cabin that haunted Ash. Like maybe he's going to be one of the little ones that attacked him in Army of Darkness. Regardless. So the figure really is too clean. And I say he's too clean insofar as his shirt kind of looks like the blue in Cotton Candy. So if there was any pink, that would have been the equivalent to this shirt. That's what we would have had. Okay. Now, in terms of quality control, I do think that overall for the collective 3 head sculpts that we will have, I actually don't think that they're bad at all whatsoever. Considering NECA's general quality, I think that we actually did get a good sample here. The print that they use for the face actually does look rather nice. You're really going to be able to see that under macro photography, so kudos to NECA there. And they actually did get the scar on his chin rather great. Moving on down, one of the things that sort of bothered me when I was looking at this guy up close and personal is that the black dots that they used for the buttons are off center. It is what it is. The hands actually, for the hinges, they don't have flaking paint, which is something that I was expecting out of the box. So, yay, good job, NECA. Now, throughout the rest of the figure, actually getting on down to the ankles where his socks might be, that's actually going to be brown. So I don't know if that's going to be the bottom of the pants or his socks. But, I mean, it is what it is. The shoes, they look just fine. And realistically speaking, aside from the buttons on his shirt, I mean, we really don't have any, on his back. Yeah, for some reason, we have a couple of random brown streaks of paint on this particular unit. But c'est la vie. Overall, in terms of quality control, Ash doesn't look bad. It's just that that blue is very striking. And I don't know why. Evil Dead's kind of gritty. NECA actually struck a balance here with this version of Ash. A little bit of the Evil Dead 2 Ultimate and a little bit of the Ash vs. Evil Dead one. However, I will say that as much as they try to improve, they also throw in some regression. As you can see, gone are the double hinges, and we return to the single. But is that bad? Kind of mixed. So head is going to be on a ball joint. Okay, so we can get him to look around. Let's go ahead and pop that off because he is going to have some alternate head sculpts, and that is how the ball joint is going to look. We're going to have a ball joint in the head and a ball joint that plugs into the neck. Please take note of the blue smudge marks. All right, so we just pop the head back on, and that's easy to go with. So shoulders are going to be swivel hinge combo, so this way we can raise and lower his arms. Now, his shirt is going to be made of a softer material, sort of like a almost a rubber-like material. Okay, so you do see that if you were to go with that being hard plastic, you would kind of sort of have not necessarily a V-cut, but a little bit of a wider stance with the arms. But thankfully, that is going to allow for him to raise his arms pretty much straight up in the air. And of course, we have hinges to raise and lower the arms, so this way we can get a T-posing Ash Williams, and he can get his little chicken wing arms to flap. Now, elbows, single hinges, and that's going to be the range of movement that we get. Just a little bit more than 90, I would say. Yeah, no double hinges here, despite the fact that they actually can make them look pretty good. We do have swivels there as well, as they do plug into the bicep. So no dedicated bicep swivel like up here, but we do have a swivel down at the elbow. The wrists, they do plug in on pegs, so they are on swivels, as you can see here. We can spin the hands around, and they do have hinges, so they move in and out or up and down, depending on how you position the hands. I have not had any chipping paint, so that's a good thing to see. For the waist, effectively, it's going to be ball joint movement, as you can see there, and we can spin Ash all the way around if needed, so yippee. Hips, ball jointed hips. NECA's ball jointed hips. Yay, these are actually turning out to be rather solid, but he can kick about that far forward and back, and he can kick out to the side to do the splits about that far. We do have dedicated thigh swivels, as you can see there. Single hinge knees, which provide that much range of movement, basically 90 degrees. For his ankles, we're going to have hinges that allow him to kick a little bit forward and back, and ankle rocker movement, which is good. So, rather solid movement, but I don't know. When we got the likes of Michael Myers in the lineup, who can move really well, a little bit better than this guy can, yeah, what's NECA doing? How can they improve? But overall, you can get Ash into some neat poses. The articulation is rather solid. I'm not even gonna bother blessing this portion with good audio. I mean, I'm working on other stuff here, kind of, sort of, not really at the moment. Just using this figure as intended. Just look at this. I'm putting as much effort into this post part as NECA. All right, let's keep going. Accessories time, kids, and I'm going to read this to you just off of the back of the box because, of course, we have that quality here. Includes 3 interchangeable heads, so 2 extra from the ones you've already seen. Chainsaw, axe, shotgun, lantern, tape player, and more. You want to know what the and more is? 2 interchangeable right hands so he can hold the different weapons. Oh, you gotta promote this some way, don't you? Yeah. All right, so those alternate heads, what do we have? Well, obviously, right out of the box, we're going to have that somewhat stern expression, and then slightly aghast expression, where his mouth is slightly open. We're starting to lose the Bruce Campbell likeness even more. And then, when did he get buck teeth? I showed this one to my wife and she just died laughing. I mean, I wish I could have recorded it. I really wish that I could have. I mean, this one's pretty bad. It's also got McFarlane syndrome where he's just looking off to the side. Like, what is this? Come on. What are you doing? Come on. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the stuff. We are going to have, again, the chainsaw, the lantern. We're going to have the shotgun. We're going to have the tape player, and we're going to have the So everything mostly seems to check out here. No real big issues. Perhaps maybe the tape player maybe could be just a little bit off here depending on how you look at it. But the axe, is that the right axe from Evil Dead? Scotty's axe wasn't double bit. I don't remember Ash holding an axe otherwise. Yeah, let me check the kill count. Nope, I didn't happen to see any other X in there, but okay. It is what it is. I guess NECA knows what they're doing. All right, so editor's note, as it turns out, one of the VHS covers, it's actually accurate for the axe. This is future Steven. Someone pointed out in my Discord. But we're not celebrating the 40th anniversary of a VHS cover release. We're celebrating the 40th anniversary of Evil Dead. And in the Evil Dead 2 Ultimate Ash, we had the right axe, just painted differently, pretty much. So, no, I'm not going to let it pass. So, I'm not even going to edit this part. This is just raw. I hope there's mic static. We do have our action shots here, and I do have to say, in sum, for what NECA was able to provide here, I do think that we do have some rock-solid accessories, and they do all look fantastic. Mwah. Yep, chef's kiss. That's a meme now. Now, with that being said, what else could we get here? Well, like I said, they indicated that there was and more on the back of the package. That and more, just alternate hand parts, left and right. Hand parts? No, just 2 other right hand parts, so this way he could hold accessories. Quite frankly, I think if you're going to include accessories in a box, give us left and right hand parts, so this way we can display our figures the way that we want to, even if it isn't necessarily correct for the canon. Also, likewise, if you got fists, you need splayed hands. We do also have the Kandarian dagger and the little box with the necklace in it. Key to Evil Dead 1. However, Ash gets bloody. Let's wait for the battle damage variant. And also, just on a quick note, Tom Sullivan did a ton of neat effects for this movie, so can we get an accessory set, NECA? Please, I ask nicely. If you want more effect parts or support stands, you know I got videos to help you out. Size comparison time, basically going to be your average 7-inch scale NECA horror figure. So if you've already made space on the shelf, then congratulations. This Bruce Campbell lookalike will fit in just fine. Buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Quite frankly, I do think that for some reason, the newer Ultimate horror figures that NECA has been making do not really seem to be pushing things forward. They seem to be a bit of a regression with just a little bit more range of movement when it comes to articulation. The Part 7 Jason was out of this world and was probably one of my favorite figures from last year. But aside from that, I don't really feel like the most recent horror Ultimate figures from NECA are really pushing the envelope and are really going above and beyond compared to the competition when it comes to just generally action figures on the market. Obviously, though, when it comes to horror, NECA is killing it. For this particular figure, again, Bruce Campbell lookalike, the accessories, good, accurate, it is what it is. Maybe I'm not the Evil Dead expert, but we do get some classics here for Ash, most particularly the boomstick. Is it going to be the boomstick? The prototype. And we get the chainsaw. Yeah. They really do need to work on their likeness, though. Yeah. I mean, who knows? We're probably going to get a bloody variant with more accessories, so yeah. There are other posters available, so there'll be some interesting boxes and some other stuff. So, I don't know. Maybe this poster is going to be the one that Ash is looking at. And I found it comical because not many people know that that chick's whole of a JJ's out in it. Yep. Yeah, you can look it up on Google Images. All right, that's the review. Have a good one.
Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.